The big question, are you taking 28 now that it's available?
No, absolutely not. No, that's my old man's number. Obviously, when Laugh got traded, it was tough. I mean, good buddy of mine and huge part of this group, and it's part of the business, unfortunately. But excited for his opportunity in Vancouver and wish him the best. So, no, I will not be wearing 28. I'm sticking with 11.
Why do you like 11?
My little cousin picked it, actually. To be honest, my two numbers for majority of my career have been 13 and 16. And 13 is obviously retired because of Matt's, and Martin's switched to my number. Obviously, I was one of his favorite players. Just kidding. No, we played together in junior, and what was he, 93? So he said he picked 16. Had nothing to do with me, unfortunately, but no, 11 was what my little cousin picked, and they say it makes you look a little taller too, so I'll go with 11.
What? Your dad's history is obviously well documented here, but how important is it for you to sort of chart your own path as a Leaf?
Yeah, you know what? I think at the end of the day, my dad had a great career here, and a lot of great years, and gave everything he had to this city, and played arguably the toughest role in the sport we have, and was the best in the world at it. So he was a proud Maple Leaf, still is. I mean, I think we've always talked about it growing up and how cool it would be if I were to wear the same jersey he did, and now I am. So I'm just trying to make the most of the opportunity we have in front of us, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great year, and I'm looking forward to it.
What memories do you?
Sorry?
Is he going to be in the building tonight?
I would assume so, yeah. Yeah.
What memories do you have of what opening night is like in Toronto?
Wrong guy to ask. I spent a lot of time in the wives' room playing mini sticks, so didn't really care about the game out there. But I do have personal experience playing an open night when I was in Montreal. My first game as a Hab was here in Toronto, and yeah, this city is all about the Leafs, right? And to be a part of that is really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it tonight.
You have that World Junior memory here too, of course, Max.
Yeah. Yeah. Winning championships is stuff that sticks with you for life, and obviously a pretty special group that we had for that year, and had a lot of fun, and I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Winning. So look forward to keep doing that here.
Having seen this group up close through training camp, what's the potential expectations you have for what this team can accomplish?
I mean, we keep most of that stuff in-house, obviously, as you guys could imagine, but we want to win, and that's all we're going to think about, and that's all we're going to do day in, day out, and starts with a good test tonight against a great team in Montreal. Obviously, a younger group that's got a lot of talent, a lot of speed, well coached, and we're looking forward to that challenge. And overall, man, it's going to be a long journey, but you got to start somewhere. So game 1 of 82, it's going to be a really good one tonight, and looking forward to the atmosphere in the rink. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What's your memories of your time with the Canadiens? Because I know you really relish being in that environment.
Yeah, man, I had a great time there. I was only there for 2 years. Playing in front of that fan base was awesome. Had some great teammates, learned from some great coaching staff, and playing at the Bell Center was pretty spectacular. But it's been a few teams ago now, so moved on, and looking forward to wearing the blue and white and having a great year.
How do you think Fraser's feeling this morning? What were your emotions on the morning of your first?
Yeah, no, I'm so happy for him. I think we all are. He's such a good kid. He's very humble. He's had a heck of a camp, obviously. He wouldn't be here if he didn't. So he's deserved everything he's going to get, man, and I'm looking forward to it. He knows what's at stake, and he knows it's the best league in the world. So I'm sure there's some nerves there, but he's a pretty calm and humble and in control kid. So he's going to have a great night tonight.
So how would you describe even that where you are at in your career, how it feels?
Oh, you didn't want to see 40 this time, eh? No, it feels good. I think, you start feeling it Monday, Tuesday in practice. You feel the excitement, adrenaline starts picking up. So, again, every year, those first few shifts are nice. So nice to get into the real games, and looking forward to it.
Max, Domi, obviously excited as well. I'm wondering, do you remember what Ty was like, or what he meant to this city, and
what
this means to him to follow that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was telling him it would be cool for him to get into his dad's number, but he didn't want to go there. So, no, what I remember was that whole era, and Ty being right at the front of it is a guy who played, every night, put his heart and soul on the line for the team, did whatever it took to win games and to stick up for his teammates. And I think, our city appreciates, those blue-collar, hard-nosed players. And that's the reason why I think, he's still loved in our city. And it's pretty cool to see Maxi playing now for the Leafs as well. But they look so similar. It's funny. It's actually funny when you look at them.
What do you think Fraser's feeling?
Yeah, probably some nerves and excitement, and it'll be tough to pregame nap, but it is for all of us in the first game. So, no, I think just he's been so good, he's been so solid, so reliable. I think in his own zone. So I think he starts from there. He'll be fine, but he's going to be nervous. Just get that those first couple shifts out of the way, get a couple hits or something positive going, and then go from there.
What do you remember about your first one?
Just the same thing, like I was saying. You're so excited, but I think as you get older, you try and you realize how excited you were, and you try and save some of that energy and don't waste it all in warm-ups and all that stuff. But just the nerves and the excitement, and then there is a certain point during the game where everything sort of calms down because you realize you're good enough to play in the league, and you're right there with all these guys. So that's a pretty cool moment as well. But he'll be nervous for sure at the start.
Can the youthful exuberance kind of permeate through the rest of the room too? Like, do the players feel that at all?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, for me, for sure, it's always exciting to see new guys coming in. Him and Nyzy have been really impressive, I think, throughout camp. I think our group's sort of fed off that during games. I mean, for sure. I look at them, they've had a lot of good games together, and I think if they can continue doing that, and I think sometimes it does help when you put two young guys together like that. They feel more comfortable playing with each other. So, no, for sure for me, it's kind of funny seeing a guy who's 21 years younger than me in our lineup, but at the same time, it's exciting to see young guys get their chance.
Do you still feel the rivalry with the Avs, even though the two teams are in completely different state of mind? If I can say, you guys are contender, they're rebuilding, but is there still a rivalry there?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think still in one of my favorite games to play is that Saturday night game against Montreal. I know, and pretty close second is opening night. So this is a team, they play well against us for whatever reason. They going back to last year, I think the first one was in Montreal and we lost that one. So we remember that, and we want to come out with a better result tonight for sure.
Has there been any changes to kind of lead you to a better result? The whole kind of October was kind of off.
Yeah, we got to go out and do it, but our mindset just has to be urgency, and I think that desperation right from puck drop tonight. I think that's the message we've sort of set as players to each other, and we got to hold each other to that now.
Speaking about the two rookies, Mark, are they more prepared, or they are different now compared to what it was at their time?
Yeah, they're in way better shape physically. Guys are stronger. Guys are faster now. I think that's all credit to off-ice trainers and workouts in the off-season, where these guys are built so much faster and stronger. So they're definitely way more prepared than 18-year-olds used to be and 19-year-olds for sure.
And about their own confidence, I mean,
yeah,
more solid.
yeah. Well, I mean, you never really know. I think what's inside a guy's head. Sometimes guys put on a good face, but they're putting on a good face, and they look confident out there. They play confident. So, yeah, for sure, I think that side of it has come a long way too. I remember, I remember being really nervous and really afraid to make mistakes, and I don't really see that in young guys anymore in our game. Yeah.
They don't mind if a player makes a mistake anymore. They really care and contribute. Right?
Yeah, I think it's the mindset of the game's changed a bit. It's been trending more towards offense and making plays and making things happen. But yeah, I guess so. But I mean, you still feel the nerves. I don't care who you are. You don't want to turn one over and end up in the back of your net. But they make they make good plays, they're confident, and they look confident, so it's huge.
Extra young guys are coming in, like you were saying, and they make an impact right away. It's always the teams more experienced that go far to playoff or push to make runs. Why do you feel it's so hard for young players? What are the subtle details they have to adjust to actually learn to play out in this league?
Well, I think the schedule is number one. I think coming out of junior or college, it's a totally different schedule. So I think that's the number one thing. You get used to a different lifestyle, and then just little things. I think especially in playoffs, it's so much harder to get space and create and all that thing. So it's, you're going from when we were all of us in here, usually guys who are in the NHL, all the guys are in the NHL. In junior, you're the man and the guy who's probably putting up big numbers or dominating, and then you come to the NHL, it's a bit different, right? So, but I'd say the schedule for sure.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm excited. Happy to get the opportunity to go out there tonight and play a meaningful game.
How much family and friends are in town?
My parents and then my grandparents made it out. Yeah.
Does this feel real?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Does it feel like a dream?
Not really, no. Feels real, yeah.
Have you seen your parents yet?
No, they got in late last night, so see them after the game.
Okay. Can you sense their excitement to be here?
Yeah, they're excited for sure. I can tell that. Talked to them on the phone, and they sent me a photo. The Leafs gave them some jerseys right away. They thought that was super cool, so they're very excited. Yeah.
Any of the players and the coaches prepared you for this?
Have they prepared me for it?
What they said.
Nothing specific, but I feel prepared throughout training camp. That's what the whole point of the preseason is to feel ready for tonight. So overall, just feel confident, feel ready.
Did you know you were going to get a call one way or the other on Sunday? Like, what was your level of stress as that day went on?
I didn't really have any stress. We, you knew cuts were coming that day. They have to make an opening night roster, and way too many players, obviously, still then. So you're aware of it, but I wasn't really stressed. I was just knew it was coming.
When you dreamt of playing in the NHL, like what went through your head? Were you scoring a winning goal? Like, what do you remember about dreaming of the NHL?
Yeah, just getting a chance. Not really anything specific. But Montreal Leafs on the home opener is a pretty surreal start for sure.
You a Canucks fan growing up?
Yeah, I was.
So
Yeah.
who were your guys on that team, and did you have, I know living out of Vancouver, there's a little bit of a hate for Toronto out there sometimes. What was it like, now on the other side?
Yeah, no hate for sure. I was a Sedin fan growing up. Loved the Sedins. Ryan Kessler, those guys through their playoff runs then. More recently, like Bo Horvat, probably my favorite player on the team. JT Miller, guys like that.
When it comes to the Sedins, like what did you appreciate about their game? How they thought the game, and if you tried to incorporate even little parts of that?
Yeah, I mean, when they were playing, I was pretty young still, and they just kind of captivated my attention more so than me being consciously aware of what they were doing or like studying what they're doing, trying to put it into my game. So just more entertaining aspect.
What did you think of Connor Bedard's debut last night? Did you see him sort of forget to bring his stick? Couldn't find his stick when he was walking out.
Yeah, I saw that. I'd assume that's more someone playing a prank on him, throwing it back there, because I don't think he'd forget his stick. But I thought he looked great. He was all over the puck, all over the ice. It's really impressive in a debut at 18.
I know you guys are close. Like, what's he said to you? I'm sure he's been keeping maybe a bit of an eye on your progress here.
Yeah, he's been super happy for me. Just saying good job and congrats, and hopefully get to play against each other at some point here.
Did you send him a message after his game at all last night? I guess you would have.
Yeah, not last night. I didn't finish the whole game last night, but I'll text him at some point today.
Do you hear it from any of your Vancouver friends, the fact that you're elite?
I think like right at the draft, a little bit, but nowadays they're all super supportive and cheering for me and the team.
Easton said earlier in camp that one of the things he really liked about you was that you were always on him to be a pro and behave like a pro and get to bed early. Where does that come from? Where's that mindset come from for you?
I just want to be prepared, be ready, do the best I can at my job and what I do, and I think just it's part of it.
Are you an afternoon nap guy?
On a game day, yeah, a little bit.
Just tough today.
I don't think so. No, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Last one here, guys.
Yeah, how have you handled nerves? Like, what's your secret? Because you seem so calm and kind of chill.
Just try to stay present. You can't control what's going to happen. You can only control what you can do right now. So just going with that and been doing that.
How would you describe how you're feeling as a new season begins?
Extremely excited. It's always a lot like Christmas. So
you know, a lot of work, a lot of preparation, and you know, get to start a new journey, another opportunity. So you never take it for granted. And opening night's always special and great to kick things off.
What's the feeling in the team meeting along those lines that, you know, real things finally here?
Yeah, I think it's very similar. I think you know, the build up and, you know, the work throughout the summer and training camp, preseason, and you know, our team getting solidified, and you know, now it's going out there and earning it. You know, obviously wanting that opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup. So you know, we start building today, and you know, getting the results that you need and everything that goes into that. So just a lot of excitement, and you know, we know what this rivalry means, how much fun it is to play in. So should be a fun, entertaining game, very competitive, and you know, preparing the way we need to.
Remember your first game, what do you think's going through Fraser's mind this morning and this afternoon, and as he preps for the ring?
Yeah, there's a lot. You know, I remember the day feeling really long, and then all of a sudden I almost thought I was going to be late. So it's funny how it goes, and a lot of reflection, and just a lot of build up, just to feel what it's like, and to accomplish it for the first time, and officially be a part of the league, and to, you know, live a dream and do what you love to do. So I think most importantly for him is to enjoy it, is not to stress out too much, although it's easier said than done, but to try to enjoy it, and just always remember what got you here, and that's just, you know, being yourself, playing your game, but definitely take some time to enjoy it.
Were you able to catch Connor Bedard last night, and if so, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw the first two periods, and he looked pretty good, as expected. So, you know, been on the ice with him a couple times, and you can see what makes him a very special player. I think his being around him and seeing him speak, I think the way he carries himself is extremely impressive. It reminds me a lot of Sid. So that in that way, so it's not surprising how he, you know, I think is able to just lock in and play well, and look pretty good. Obviously made some good plays, and help them get a win last night. So.
Do you have any memories of watching Domi as a Leaf when you were growing up at all? I know you would have been a bit young.
Yeah, a little bit. I think no doubt the energy he brought in this building and to this fan base was pretty special, pretty significant, and still resonates today. So yeah, that's was his calling card, and was a big part of the teams when he was here.
Do you sense how much it means to Max to be here?
I think so, but I also think he knows it's his journey, it's his opportunity, and it's different in his own way. So, and I think like any player, you just kind of want to settle in, you want to enjoy it and appreciate it, not take it for granted, but you just kind of want to settle in, get to your game and compete, and do what you can to help the team, and naturally go out there and play well, and you know, make some plays, be a difference maker, and you know, help the team get the results, and that's really where the true joy comes from.
What's the particular challenge of playing the Canadiens?
Well, obviously a team that's, I think, you know, developing a lot of talent, you know, has over the last little while here kind of changed a lot within their team, their organization, and you get a sense of, you know, the type of game they want to play, and with the speed and the transition, and certainly, I think with a lot of youth and enthusiasm, the way they're going to come out and compete and believe in themselves is going to be really high. So, you know, Montreal, Toronto is obviously as special as it gets in our league. So the excitement around that is always big. Opening night, so we know the challenge that they'll bring.
How much do you pay attention over the summer to the changes all the teams are making, especially the ones in this division in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, you're certainly aware of it all. You know, it's part of it. Sensing of the dynamic of the league, the changes are being made, additions that are being done by certain teams, and you know, what they're looking to do, how they're looking to grow, and you know, kind of where they're at. And you know, I think everyone approaching the season is very optimistic and looking forward to a new chance, a new opportunity, and kind of see where things go. And you know, each team, each organization, different situation, different circumstances, but yeah, that's all part of it.
What's different about this team coming into this year?
Well, it's obviously we're just getting going. So obviously we got some new players, new faces, growth internally, whether it's guys within the organization, guys that have been here for a while, to continue to grow and develop our identity as a team and the way we want to play and build our game throughout the regular season, earn an opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup. So there's obviously differences in style of play, players on the ice, guys off the ice, the camaraderie and the growth in that aspect. So that'll all kind of develop over time. But I think there's an extremely strong foundation with the standards and the group we have here in our locker room, and we're really excited about the people that have come in and the guys that have come in that are going to help us on and off the ice.
Well, it's only been 6 or 7 months, but what's the difference that you see in Matthew, not so much on the ice, but off the ice? I mean, this is going to be his first opening night as well, and yet, we almost look at him as a regular as opposed to when he first came in.
Yeah, I mean, opening night's always a big deal and really special. It's obviously a big day for everyone, for the league, for our team, and excited to get going. But he came in at the most. I don't want to say most stressful because I find it the most fun, but where the stakes are the highest, I guess, in playoff time, and that's not an easy thing to do. Playing your first games professionally in that environment when that's all about, and I think just kind of being young and numb to it all a little bit, and just kind of going with the flow, which is Nyze's kind of style. I think it works really well for him. I think he's got tremendous attributes already at this age that translate so well to the program, and he's shown that all throughout preseason. He showed that last year, had a great offseason and training camp. So I think for him, it's just to kind of continue on, go out there and play and compete. And I think like any player, just like myself, you always want to enjoy it and just being present in the moment and having fun competing and doing everything you can to be at your best and help the team.
Interesting tone at your meeting this morning, knowing that now it's the real season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it changed the tone as much. It's just you're getting into what's going to be your regular rhythm here now. So you're just kind of going through that. You still got new guys that are kind of going through a first real game day experience with us and our coaching staff. So you're kind of covering that and the purpose behind what we do in terms of our preparation. You're checking some more boxes of things that you maybe didn't get to in the preseason, but really it's just about kind of getting prepared for tonight here. It's an optional skate. We didn't really think we had a couple optionals in preseason, but for the most part we've been taking morning skates, and it's more of a regular routine now.
The last couple of Octobers have been a little inconsistent for the group. Do you change the way you approach the start of this season at all, or as you reflect on that, do you learn anything?
Yeah, I don't think we changed our approach. It's just we've looked at how we've handled preseason and training camp. We've reduced some of the workload. We added an extra day off through preseason. We feel like there's been some fatigue factors that have contributed to that. And I've gotten lots of feedback from our players in terms of how they felt coming into the season. I think we've had great camps, and we've challenged the guys really hard, pushed them really hard, and they felt that as the season started, rather than kind of ramping up and feeling good, they've actually felt that the camp and preseason had been daunting and had a bit of took a toll on them. So we've been mindful of that coming into it. At the same time, knowing that it's the NHL and you got to put in work and you got to be ready. For me, it's less about any of that kind of stuff and more just about our mindset as we come into the game. And I think it took us too long last year to really find our game and playing with purpose and all those kind of things. So that's what I'm looking for and what we've been talking about really for the last week or so specifically.
Given the disruption to Klingberg's camp with his injury, do you have him on sort of a pitch count to start the year, or how do you sort of approach it? No. I mean, he's an experienced guy. We're planning to use him the same way that we had coming into preseason and all of that. Obviously, we haven't seen it as much ourselves, as much as we'd want to learn more about him and him learn about us and his teammates and all of that. So I think we have to be mindful of that as he's still adjusting. But in terms of how we'll use him going into the game, we'll use him as we intended, which is
regular shift at 5-on-5 and being a part of our power play.
The puck doesn't lie. What does it do for a veteran group when a player comes a little bit out of nowhere to make the team like Fraser has, the energy? What does it bring to a group?
I think it's added a little something to the camp, both in it can send a good message that those who earn their place here get an opportunity. That's first and foremost, because we did have other options. There's a bunch of guys we sent down to the Marlies that have played for us and can play for us and surely will play for us at different times. But for us, it wasn't just that it's this young kid, hey, let's give him an opportunity. We felt that he was ahead of the pack. And so to be able to reward that, I think is important, that the players see that, both the players that are here and those that aren't here, is that, don't take anything for granted. Things are changing year over year. If you're developing a real team and real organization, you have guys that come up from behind through the draft that'll push it. It's not just free agency that you might be looking at and see the guys, but it's the draft picks. If they're coming in and pushing, it's very healthy for the team. But I think it added a little something to the camp for sure. And just to see the way that our experienced guys have rallied around both he and I and helping to take care of them and all that kind of stuff. We were pretty excited to hear, when Brad called Fraser to let him know he was going to be staying here. He was at Morgan Riley's house, and celebrating Thanksgiving. So, those are the kind of things you love to hear, and it helps bring the group together.
What are your expectations for Matthew Nye's first full season?
My expectation is just that he would continue to do the things he's done. Be relentless on the puck, help us in all situations. Be a sponge and learn as much as he can. And then the big thing we want to be mindful, as you would any young player coming in, is that especially those that have found success early. And for me, Matthew Nyes has found success early. Like he's plays with confidence. He knows he can make a difference on the ice. He came in at the most challenging time of the year in the playoffs and had success and has carried that into the preseason here now. It doesn't seem that an off season or a reset has changed his mindset at all. But now it's going to become about doing it consistently. The demands of an NHL season are very unique, and for a player coming out of college hockey, especially, it's a lot of games, a lot of travel, and we've got to make sure that he's doing all the right things to be able to withstand that and be consistent. It's the biggest challenge in the NHL. Is a lot of good players, a lot of teams will start really well and all that kind of stuff, but it's who can sustain it over a long period of time, and that's going to be the challenge for any of the young players.
Any particular challenge playing Montreal? Is there anything that stands out in their game that you got to be prepared for?
They come at you offensively. They make a lot of plays. They got a lot of pace. You turn the puck over, they're coming at you. A lot of guys very dangerous in transition. Their defense very active and involved. So I think it's that. If we don't play, if we don't take care of the puck and we don't have great structure, they're going to make you look bad. So they got a tremendous amount of speed and skill, and they've played us really hard. So there will be nothing that'll catch us by surprise there.
Now that preseason is done, is there something you can identify that's unique or different about this group compared to your other seasons here?
I think it's a little early for that, Kristen. I think we'll see. Now we're playing for real, and we haven't had. We've played close. Played a couple games close to our group, but it hasn't been the entire group, and certainly hasn't been for real. We've been talking about it throughout camp that some of our older guys, as we've become a more experienced team and gotten older, for some of them, you can kind of feel that it's like, okay, let's move on with this stuff and get to playing for real. So now we're going to see it, and I think we'll learn a lot about our group. But I have really liked how we've come together, how the new guys have come in, whether it's the younger guys or whether it's the experienced guys that we've added that are here and going to play their first regular season game for us tonight. I think they've all fit in really well. The personality of our team is in a good place.
How well have you got to know your assistant coaches so far, up to tonight, now that it's real?
Yeah, great. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, both in what Mike Van Ryn and Guy Boucher have brought to us with their experience and, being in different organizations and working with different coaching staffs and different players. I've learned a lot from them. They've brought a lot to our group, but then also just how it's, how it's allowed me to delegate responsibilities. I feel like we're really providing the players with anything that they need in terms of preparation and communication, all those kind of things. I've really enjoyed it here through preseason. Well, I guess I would say off season, then preseason, and now to get in a regular rhythm as the demands of the regular season start to heat up here. I think it's going to really pay off for us.
Montreal is a really young team. You guys are obviously much more experienced. We talk a lot about the fact that young players coming in can have an impact right away, but at the same time, old teams, if I can say, win in this league. Why do you feel it's so hard for a pretty young team to have success right away? What do they have to adapt and adjust to?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question, right? I think young players, it takes time to figure out the league and figure out how to succeed within it. Our young players now, they're starting to be maybe not so young, when you think about our top guys. Yet, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, these guys, they've never missed the playoffs. So, they've been in it every year, and they found a way to succeed and do all of that. They were fortunate when they came here. There was a good veteran core in place that could kind of help them along, and then they've kind of carried it through. So in terms of managing the regular season and getting to the playoffs, our young guys, I think, have done a good job of that. And now they've really matured, and we've got some younger guys coming in. But the league is tough, and each team kind of goes through their own growing pains, as the Leafs certainly did. In my early days with the Marlies, I was fortunate to have a lot of young talent down in the American League while the NHL team was going through their process, and now we're in a spot where we're competing to win and looking to maximize that.
What's the best thing about opening night?
Getting to talk to all you and having a full room in here on a Wednesday. It's just excitement about it. I think it's just that it's the official, you just push past preseason. It's so interesting, right? You go through training camp and, you're so meticulous about every practice plan and every little detail and everything. And then, sometimes you're really overthinking something, and then someone will say, when we're in February, you think we're really going to care about how we handled this decision that we were making in whether it's preseason in September or training camp or whatever? But it's just kind of moving past all of preseason and starting for real. You want to compete, and I think especially with where we're at as a team, it's turn the page and let's get at it.